Yo, what's up? What's up? It's the one and only hip hop gamer, Hot 97, Logitech G, and I got a special guest. You know what I'm saying? A special guest. Now, look, I'm not big on all the politics and stuff like that. That's not, my field and stuff like that. But I got somebody that's ready to take over NYC. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 Cent status. I get it. You know what I mean? It's about to be crazy. So we have the one and only Brooklyn's own Pink Houses making a change, making a difference, about to get on that ballot. The one and only Joycelyn Taylor. What's going on? How you feel?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that intro. That was awesome.
No doubt.
How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm blessed, man. So, let's get right into it. So, first off, for those that don't know you, like, let them know where you from, and also why does this in particular mean so much to you? Like what are you really trying to fight for?
So I'm from Brooklyn. I've lived in Brooklyn all of my life. I grew up in East New York, in the Nitra Projects, Pink Houses, which is probably considered one of the most dangerous projects that there are in Brooklyn. And I decided that I wanted to run for mayor because, right now in this pandemic, we're talking about this pandemic of racism, right? But I saw the institutional racism that's been going on for a while. And I realized the only way to change it can't be from the outside in. We got to be inside if we really wanted to change it.
Nah, absolutely. So now the main question that I got that I want to set everything off with is
Mr.
right
Foster,
off the top.
could you
What's
just
some of
rewind
the
me your last
like
24 hours?
struggles that you
Possibly that
personally
for me,
went
please.
through in Brooklyn, born and raised, that made you say, you know what, like I gotta do something about it? Because you already know what it is. Everybody always talk and point blame and say this and say that, but they never actually do anything. You're
Yeah.
actually doing something. What was that moment when you felt like enough is enough? I gotta do something instead of just talking.
Well, I advocate on behalf of minority and women-owned businesses. I try to help people out as much as I can in different areas. And I think what really was a pivotal moment for me is that when you go and meet with different elected officials, you get a lot of insight into the fact that, one, sometimes they don't even really know what's going on in our neighborhoods across the city. Two is sometimes you feel as though they've been groomed to tell you every reason why things can't happen. At some point, I was like, it can't be that difficult because here's the thing. We created this system. If it's not working for all of us in an equitable way, we have to fix it. So that's what made me feel like I'm investing in the city, state, and federal government every day. That's what made me feel like I can't continue to invest in something that's not going to invest in me and people that look like me. I have to figure out what I need to do to change that dynamic.
So then one of the things I want to tell you is because obviously right now, we have Mayor de Blasio, in office. What I want to ask you is, in terms of your run for mayor, it's not one of those questions where it's like, well, what you going to do to change things? Nah, like, what do you need help with in order to make change? Because everybody have their individual ways, of looking at things and what they want to do. But as a collective with the community and the people, what do you feel you need help with in order for these changes to actually be realized?
That's a great question because, I think sometimes what people don't realize is that your elected officials can't do it all on their own. It does have to be a collective, right? Even as we talk about, the whole thing with defunding the police. Everyone wants to defund the police, but we have to understand that everyday constituents, we have our parts to do as well to make sure that our communities remain safe and we hold each other accountable. I think because my campaign is for the people, what I really need is for people to want to get involved and take some type of action. Because we are all playing a part in what our lives will look like. We have to take our power back in a positive way. I need people to understand that this is a movement, and in order for it to happen, they are going to have to do some part. Change is an action word. So whether that's volunteering on the campaign, whether it's donating, whether it's once I get in office, lending a voice with solutions. right? Because we can't just complain all the time. We have to have some solutions. Like, this is an opportunity for you guys to have someone in office that really wants to listen to you, that
Mm.
really gets it. So I want people in this moment to feel inspired and feel like they are the vehicle for change. They can do something.
So now, what I want to ask you is, and like I said, I'm not like the political person, but what are actual steps or some steps that has to be in place in order for change to happen? So I'll give you an example of what I mean. A lot of times people say, well, like laws got to be changed or this bill has to be written for this to be changed. I hear all those things and sometimes we see them, but what is the process? Because I know when it comes to like the president or something, you got to have the House do this and this person got to do
Mhm.
that before you can do anything. Like so my thing is, uh, besides just running for mayor, are there other elected officials that have to be in the same page as you, in order for what you want to do to happen? Because I feel like once we do things at the source and we cover everything across the board, then when it's your turn to do something, it can actually happen and stuff like that. So how
Mhm.
do we push those buttons with other elected officials or other things that tie into what you're trying to be able to accomplish?
Yeah. Another great question. The thing is that, and this is why 2021 is so significant, because in 2021 we have 35 city council seats that are term limited, which means that regardless, we will have 35 new city council people in those seats. Right? We have the borough presidents races that are going to happen in 2021. It's so important and critical that everyone that is in city council and the borough president, all of these different people were all speaking with the same voice, because
Mm.
that's how we're going to be able to get things done. Listen, when we want to do things for big business and corporations that we say can never fail, we make it happen, right? When
Right.
Amazon wanted to come to New York, they could find billions of dollars to give Amazon. Great minds got together around the table and figured it out. In 2021, it's very important that not only do you think about possibly running for office, but we have to make sure that we elect the right city council so that we're not going into this fighting each other. We don't need
Mm.
the fight. People are tired of fighting. The right city council, the right mayor, we can go in with an agenda that will be able to really effectuate some change.
Mm. Yo, Joy, you serious with it? So like, like when you talk, you got that mother's voice. So like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like if you don't do it, if we don't do what you say, you might get a beating or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got that
And you know
word,
what?
yo.
Some of us mothers listen. My mom passed away almost 6 years ago. And
Oh
listen, I
wow.
still don't do certain things. And I'm like, look, you could get it. You could get it still.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you one
But
easy way where you could get donations and easily win this election. Something that I don't even think Mayor De Blasio can do. All you gotta do is like make some mashed potatoes, some macaroni and cheese and stuff like that. You feed everybody and stuff like that. Do like a big cookout, and everybody's like, "All right, we vote for her because like we ain't gonna get this nowhere else." You know what I'm saying? Nah,
exactly.
stop playing. Nah, but
Exactly.
here's a
Listen,
here's
people say I make some of the best macaroni and cheese, so I might utilize your
yo, you
suggestion.
gotta
Don't be
utilize
upset if
that.
I use your suggestion.
No, I'm on
Yeah.
a team. I'm
Yeah.
on a team. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. So now this question, I think this is one of the questions that a lot of people get bothered by. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime anyone like is just in that political world, there's a stigma. You know what I'm saying? That comes with anybody that's in the world of politics and politicians and stuff like that. It's like all of them is dirty. Like all of them is underhanded. We don't like them. Like that's like the energy towards it. Um, is there anything that you're you know doing or working towards or trying to implement within your campaign to not so much get rid of that stigma but actually do something that we probably never seen like a politician do that will create a better relationship with the community so we can really feel like you there to help us.
Oh, one of the first things is that I'm not a career politician, right? Because that's
Oh.
one of the things that's been part of our downfall. Like, we've let people think that have the idea that their whole career should be in politics, whether they're effective or not. Like they get in a position and then they want to turn around, and it's like when they're limited in this position, what's their next position that they feel entitled to? I'm not a politician, so I'm not doing this looking for aspirations for something else. I'm looking to come into this position and do a good job, be effective, and create impact and create change. So that's one of the things that differentiates my campaign. But the other thing is that I want more input from people, and you probably won't see that. You don't see that a lot on a genuine level, right?
Mm.
Because sometimes when you look at people who are politicians that have been in politics for 20, 30 years, or, maybe they're working at a company, they're the CEO, there's a little bit of a disconnect. I'm not
Yeah.
disconnected from the community. Right? Listen, the other day I was over in Queensbridge, which is a project in NYCHA in Queens. And I was walking through there and just talking to people myself. Right? Trying to get them engaged, because this is more than just about me. It's also about changing mindset. So that's what's going to be different about what's going to go on. I want people to be whole. This is not just about me holding a position. This is about how can we collectively make sure that everyone is okay.
No, I love it. I love it. So now, one thing I want to ask you is, when you look at what Mayor De Blasio has done and stuff like that, what would you say is some of the good things that he's done and accomplished, and some of the things that you feel like, I wouldn't say not so good, but what you feel or what void you could bring to the table in terms of why you should, have this position as, mayor of New York City. I'm very interested to see what you say about that.
I think one of the things that really, I wish there are a couple of things that I wish had been addressed differently. One of them definitely relates to housing, because we allowed the city to build a lot of nice, big, shiny buildings, and we have a 20% increase in homelessness. That should not
Mm.
happen. We can't be building more and have more people out on the street. To me, those two things don't go together. So I think that there should have been more thought given to what type of housing that you need to build to accommodate people that are really everyday people that need housing. Also, the disinvestment in nature, right? A lot of people treat the nature community as though that they're less than. Nature is your police officers, your bus drivers, your civil servants. I mean, there are people that are out there serving our communities every day, and they deserve stable housing as well. And not only that, they're contributing to this system. When they talk about not improving nature development, what to me, when I hear that someone say that, I kind of hear you saying, well, yeah, give me your money, give me your tax dollars.
Mm.
I'm going to take this money and help these people over here while you continue to struggle. While your apartments continue to get deteriorated. How is that fair? What I would like to see, and what I think hasn't happened, is that the diversity of the money going into the pot does not match how those funds are utilized. We have to
Ooh.
reshift priorities and make sure that that happens.
Now I love that. I actually, I didn't know that. Honestly, the way you broke that down, I didn't know the percentages was that drastic. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's crazy because like you got the money to build and do all these other things, yet all these people is homeless. Certain things ain't matching up. And wow, all right, cool. Like that, I just learned something. That's crazy. I didn't know that. So here's something I want to ask you. Now, me, I'm a gamer. You know what I'm saying? Hardcore is what I do. Professionally, I'm a gamer. And what I want to ask you is, in the gaming industry, you know what I mean? Just like hip hop, you just talking about Queensbridge, you know what I'm saying? I go Nancy Nines in every year, you know what I'm saying? So here's the deal. The engagement with the gaming industry is the highest, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we run that, we number one. Have you thought about, even within your campaign, having something where it's like potentially gamified, or something where like you actually reach out to like the gamers in the gaming community and see how they feel about certain things or what they looking for, because you'll be surprised, there's a lot of gamers but they know a lot of the stuff in the political world. Like my girl Red Infamy, like she's like big on that stuff, especially what you were saying with, like black owned
Mhm.
businesses and things of that nature. So, what's your thoughts on that? Have you ever thought about trying to tap into the gaming industry within your actual campaign?
I think that I would love to be able to do that, and it's very important because here's the thing. A lot of people that are in the gaming industry and coming up are normally the generation that's going to be here when I'm gone. So
Mm,
it's not about me. It's very important to engage those people to see what it is they want to see happen. Right? Because I don't want to build a world based upon what it is I think should happen all the time, because I'm not leaving this world to me, leaving this
mm,
world to other people. I think I definitely want to engage, the next generation, people who are interested in gaming, because it's a big part of people's lives. What kid do you know that doesn't have a game? Right? Always on their phone, on their computer. This is the world that we live in now. We have to engage them as well and get their perspective. I was talking to someone who was a teacher the other day, and she was saying to me that, the kids in school are always on their games and they're
yeah.
always on their phones. They want to utilize technology, and, they're not paying attention. And one of the things that I said to her, it's hard to get kids to be excited about stuff they could Google. We have to
Mm,
find a way to find the things that they're interested in there and create a learning experience from it. Just because we learn things a certain way for 152 years does not mean that it works in this moment. So
right.
I'm definitely someone that's mindful of that and wants to make sure that we engage people. And it's so important because that will be critical to allowing people to feel excited about something. Right?
Yeah, yeah, nah, absolutely. So check this out, right? I got something for you. So when it comes to just getting in the ballot and stuff like that, to run for mayor and stuff like that, like walk us through that process and walk us through what you need in order for like that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like donations or whatever it is. Walk us through that process and what it takes to happen. Because based on everything that you've been talking about and stuff like that, one, I'm feeling the energy, but two, I'm learning things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And three, it's like you're from here. Like you understand, like born and bred here. So you understand how things can be different in a way where it works for everyone at the most part. So walk us through that process on actually getting you in.
Okay, well, me as a grassroots candidate, it's a lot different because you'll have a lot of candidates that might have money that they're going to contribute their own money to the campaign, or they are in the pockets of corporations or PACs or developers. I am a true grassroots candidate. So, in order for me to get on the ballot and be able to maintain my campaign and be viable, I need to receive donations of at least $10 each. I have to have 1,000 donations. I have to raise $250,000. And once I meet those goals, then in next year in February, I'm going to go through a process where I actually have to have a huge amount of volunteers to help me to go out and get petitions that will allow me to be on the ballot.
Wow. Okay, cool. So, is like, do you have like a website or anything where people could like go and like follow up, support, like all these other things? Because one thing that I would definitely say, and it's just the world that we live in, but like getting you out there more, I think will be the answer to helping you really lock in
Hmm.
with your opportunity of winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do you have a website that you can share with people right now where they can like go and potentially sign up or volunteer or donate like
Mhm.
for the cause to even get you in the ballot?
Yes, I do, and I appreciate you asking that question, and I even appreciate you giving me this platform because that's going to help me to get my name out there and obtain some name recognition. But for those who are interested in supporting and even finding out more about me, they can do so on the website at Taylor Taylor 4FOR 2021.com. You'll
Mm.
see a link there where you can donate. You'll also see a box there that says contact me. If you're interested in volunteering for my campaign or lending any type of support, that's the best way to contact me. And also, I'm on all the social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Taylor for 2021.
Taylor, all right, cool. Taylor for 2021. All right, we lit. So now 2021, like we see what's going on in 2020, but looking forward, for 2021, what's your focus right now? Like, what's some of the things that you're doing now within this pandemic, within the social distancing era that we in this moment? What's some of the things that you're doing right now that people may or may not be aware of that's gonna help you and help others come 2021?
Yeah. Well, once the pandemic happened, one of the things that we did do with our campaign, with my campaign, is to shift to become a resource for the community. Because this is a global pandemic. This is something that's never happened before. So we have to be there to be, supporting each other. You can't be, my cousin always says, you can't be your best self by yourself. So we did shift that.
I like that.
Be able to see how we can be a resource to others. And also with everything going on, with the protests, I've still been going out there to help with, to lend a voice to the protesters and, encourage and inspire some of these younger kids that are coming up. Because I think that they're showing us a lot. They're showing us that they're not willing to let us leave them with any kind of world and policies and procedures that they don't agree with. So those are some of the things that my campaign has been doing in this moment. We've been reaching out through my nonprofit organization that I have, the New York City WBE Alliance. We've provided meals for first responders. We've provided masks. So we're just trying to do whatever it is we can to, just support the community.
Now, one of the most important words that I've, learned throughout my life that I apply in my life is accountability.
Mm.
Accountability is very important across the board. So, what I want to ask you is, nothing's ever going to be perfect, obviously, but it, people got to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's a standpoint of police brutality, whether it's corruption, whether it's what you talked about with the housing authority and certain things that we're seeing being built, but then this not taken care of, accountability has to be there. So what I want to ask you is, and this is even more of a personal question, but how has some of the experiences you've dealt with, what do you do to hold yourself accountable with things so that you can be qualified to hold others accountable as we work together? Because this ain't gonna be an easy task, and there's gonna be the ups and downs. You understand what I'm saying? But that's what it takes to get the victory. You know what I mean? That's what it takes to get to the
Yeah.
destination. So, once again, what's some of the things that you had to be accountable for on your own end that qualifies you to run to be our future mayor?
Listen, I've had to be accountable for a lot of things. I'm accountable for children because I have a son. I'm accountable for my business. I'm accountable to being a decent person and treating other people well. And I think that one of the things that I will say is that we've looked at people's personal political experience, but we have to look at their life experience and how it relates to ours. Right?
Mm,
And I think that if we elected more people that were focused on not just being right all the time, but being accountable and doing the things that are in the best interest of other people, we wouldn't be at this place we're at right now. And I don't come into this thinking I have all of the answers. If you come into this thinking you have all the answers, you're not the right person for this. Because part of being able to be an effective leader means that you have to be willing to listen to other people.
mm,
It's not about you knowing everything. It's about your ability to listen to other people, right? Be, accountable if you make a mistake and knowing how to adjust. And it's also about surrounding yourself with the right people. Right? Because if
absolutely.
you don't surround yourself with the right people who are going to hold you accountable, what'll
Mm,
end up happening, right?
Yo, you got
I
my
mean,
voice. Yo,
we already see what happens in the presidency when nobody holds you accountable,
oh,
right?
super facts. Matter of fact, you don't even get super facts. You get alternative facts. That's what you get when you get that.
Exactly.
Yo, I mean, like, you got my vote, man. Like, I wish there was. I wish you could like vote twice. Like, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But nah, this is crazy though, because I can imagine, the things that people don't know and the struggles that you had to, like, weather through in those storms just to get to where you at today. So I commend you, and it's like
Yeah.
humbling to see. So now I gotta ask you this though. This is Hot 97. You know what I'm saying? I need to know, what's some of your favorite artists, like, you either grew up listening to, or some of the favorite artists that you like listen to right now, or even if it's not hip hop, like, you know what I'm saying, like one of them songs that you dance to or forgot, let's say when you was younger, like what song a guy would use to be like, hey, we should dance to this song. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like, we want to know that stuff. We want to know that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, son.
I think one of my favorite songs right now, that Mary song. What's the name of that song? You know, the Mary J. Blige song that she came out with. She's talking about she made history. I wake up every day listening to that song now because it keeps me going.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the song. Oh man, I love Mary J.
I would
Blige.
sing it, but my son says me singing is like a cat barking. It shouldn't happen.
Wow, that's so foul. That's so wrong, man. Oh man. So that's crazy. That's crazy. But you said Mary J. Blige.
I think the name of it is Thriving, but I love that. Okay. But I love old music too. I love like Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. I'm a huge fan of Janelle Monáe, Jadena, Coleman Jean Arthur, the whole Wonderland crew. I mean, I like a variety of music.
All right, cool. Yeah, we just had to make sure. We had to know where you was at. Had to know where you was at with that.
No.
So, all right, now let me ask you this, right? Babyface and Teddy Riley, they had their versus battle and stuff like that. But you personally, who do you like better, Babyface or Teddy Riley?
That's a hard one. I'm gonna go with Babyface.
Babyface? All right, cool. All right, cool. Because, like, I mean, they both, great in their own right. But, Babyface, I don't know, he's just like a little piece of an extra level.
Yeah,
like,
it's just something, come on.
Yeah. I got you. All right, so
that's a hard one. That's like trying to choose between like Michael Jackson and Prince. Like, come on.
I know. Yeah, that's an unfair question. It's an unfair question. So I got you. That's an unfair question. So I got a couple more questions, then we'll wrap it up. So one thing that I wanted to ask you is and this is like a parallel to my life. So my grandmother, she's the one who got me into video games when I was 4 years old, but she used it as a tool to also teach me about life, not just here, play the game because you're bothering me. Nah, my grandmother was a gamer for real, and she taught me and she used it as a parallel with life, right? So what I want to ask you is, what's like some of the things that you've, like, I guess, like, taught your son, or one of the messages that you really, really wanted your son to get from you to help better his life. And the reason why I'm asking you this question is because people need, and this is just the way I personally feel, but you're held to a higher regard when you're in positions of leadership like this. Being a mayor, president, like whatever, you're held to a higher regard. So a lot of times that stems from what your upbringing was like and what you was able to pass on. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever that was in your understanding of it, when you get into that position of leadership, that's something that you could pass on to all of us too, to come together correctly. So what's one of the things that you passed on, that you feel you passed on to your son, that you feel could be very valuable in your road to becoming mayor?
I think the thing, because you know what, I grew up in a somewhat different time. I'm not that old, but I grew up in a somewhat different time where, for a lot of us, we grew up with the mindset or being told, you're supposed to be seen and not heard, right? I think for me, when I had my son, it was very important for me to make sure that he has a voice, right? That he, even from a young age, that he was heard. Because just because you're young, it doesn't mean that you don't have something valuable to lend.
Yeah.
When I think when you're confident in when you are able to lend your voice, it gives you a more confidence, right? You don't doubt yourself as much, especially when you know that people are really listening to you. So based upon my experience, that was just something that was very important to me to instill in him.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. I, this is the best part of the interview right here, because you said that you came up in a time where you where you had to be seen and not heard, and that is so crucial because for so long, like our voices has been obsolete. It's like it didn't matter, it's as if it didn't exist, and it's like you're seen, and it's like and I can imagine from a woman's perspective, a black woman's perspective, it's like you're seen to be something to look at, nothing more, nothing less. That's it. And
Mm-hmm.
if you speak, you're lowering your valuable in terms of what's being looked at. That is so crazy that you said what you just said right now, and that's why I asked the questions that I asked, because I'm reaching,
Uh-huh.
trying to pull it out, and that right there was remarkable. That what you just said was remarkable, because what you gave your son was a voice, and that voice is creating the elimination of that self-doubt, so he can actually go on and be what he needs to be for himself and for others. And literally that sentiment right there is what I feel your road to being a mayor should be based
Mm-hmm.
on. So when people see you, they like, wow, I can be heard when I see this person, and not just be somebody that's seen.
Exactly.
That should no,
Exactly.
that should be your thing. Like Taylor for 2021. Um be like seen and heard, or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, what you just said right there should be the underlying of your push. I'm telling you, that's powerful. Wow. Like I'm
Yeah,
like
because
speechless
we
right
don't
now.
understand how that transcends into so many other aspects of our lives, right? And that's why it was so important to me, because I realized that when you grow up that way and you have you're told those kind of things, right? How do you excel and become your greatest self? Because you take that with you when you go to school. You question, well, should I say something or should I not say anything? You take it with you when you go to work, right? It's a difference between being proactive and just being at your job and reacting to what people tell you. So
Mm.
I think that, my campaign is part of that. This is a chance for everyday people to know that you have someone that wants to hear your voice. No,
Wow.
it's not you matter. It's not about you being seen and not heard.
Wow, I love it. I love it. I love it, yo. So we about to wrap this up. I got a very, very important question for you. Very important. All right. PlayStation or Xbox? What you rocking with? What you doing? This is very
I'm going
important. So
I'm going PlayStation.
she going
Old
PlayStation,
school.
son. She going PlayStation, kid. Oh, she going PlayStation, son. All right, yo, that's how you wrap up the interview, B. That's
Yes.
it. She rocking with the PlayStation. Now, I play everything. I got the Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. I got everything. But if you only had one choice, gotta go with that PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
There you
So,
go.
all right. So we gotta get like a mayor branded PlayStation for you. Like everywhere you go to like talk and stuff like that. Afterwards, somebody should come up and battle you. Like what I'm saying, in a game or something like that. That'd be
Yeah,
a
right,
fun kid.
right.
Yo, that'd be a fun campaign. Oh man, that's crazy.
Exactly. Listen, life is short. You have to enjoy yourself. You don't have to be so serious all the time. We got to have some fun too, right?
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So once again, please let them know where they can find you at, you know what I'm saying, and the best way to help you out right now so we can get these ballots in.
Yes, you can find me on my website at taylorford2021.com. Also on social media at taylorford2021. And please contribute $10 towards my campaign. You could save $1 a day, however way you want to come up with it. Think about it this way. You are going to be contributing towards creating the change that I'm sure we all want to see.
Absolutely. So look, One love, God bless. It's the one and only hip hop gamer, Logitech G, on your hot 9-7 every day. That's my word. And we out of here, man. God bless. Taylor for 2021. Let's get it, B. Peace.